Welcome to the Blodger Show. My name is Chris. I'm your host, and you are listening to this week's episode of Storytime Friday.
Hey guys, the funny thing about trying to get things recorded, especially if it's not planned, is sometimes I will literally record for, I don't know, 5 minutes as I'm trying to start this episode. I'm not gonna lie, this is me keeping it real with you guys. I know there's you might have a lot of podcasts out there that'll actually like write stuff up and they'll have a script and what they're gonna go off of, whatever. I don't do that. The most that I write for you guys is the stories. Now, what we're doing today, because by this point, by the time you guys hear this story, I will have already had the first story released last week. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I've actually got another story written, and I'm working on, even with my 6-day work week and only having 34 hours off, and really not having much time during the week. 'Cause I get home, go to sleep, get up, come back to work. It's tough. So I'm doing my best to try to like come up with a game plan with my limited schedule to try to make sure that I can, keep being consistent every week, to keep getting things, get at least the Real Talk Tuesday random topic episode recorded. And which, of course, if you guys haven't listened to that, feel free to go back, listen to that. Let me know what you think, because I normally don't talk politics, but I went ahead because I know with the way things are going in the government right now, with the tension between other countries, the possibility of war, hell, the possibility of another depression happening. Um, if we see stuff and don't say anything, or don't try to if there's things that we're basically just let I'm not going to go into this episode because this is Storytime Friday. But if you haven't listened to that episode, feel free to go back and listen to it, and feel free to drop me a line with any thoughts you have or whatever. blodgetshowpodcast@gmail.com. I definitely appreciate any feedback, what you guys thought, whatever, because obviously it's like I didn't sit down and you know Google a bunch of stuff, research a bunch of stuff. I'm just going off of what I've observed. So my bro Rico was gracious enough when I asked him, like, hey, can you listen to that episode? Tell me what you think. He listened to it, and we were going back and forth on voice clips for a while. He thought it was a good episode, and stuff, but he had some thoughts on different things about, like, Republicans, Democrats, and stuff like that, which are valid, because we all have a different vantage point. We all see different things, so it's like we should be able to talk about stuff whether we're on the same side or whether we agree or not. We should be able to come in the middle and actually, But anyway, so basically, what I'm working on doing, um, is I am getting stories written. I'm gonna keep doing that. The issue I have is obviously, like, with my time constraints, being able to get those recorded. Sit down and actually read the story and record it for you guys, which that it's currently happening. That will continue happening. But I've been thinking for the last couple, probably the past week, I've been kind of debating on doing these freestyle story, going back to those again. Going to doing the freestyle stories. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, basically what that is I just kind of, as since this is a real talk and storytelling podcast, and I keep it real with you guys, and I'm also a writer and a storyteller. On occasion, I will try to just randomly come up with a story off the top of my head, which is not a very easy thing to do, especially because you tend to forget names when you come up with names randomly and you tell them the story and you forget, oh shit, what was that, the name of that person? So basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to incorporate um, freestyle stories in there with the regular written stories, so that way I can keep consistent with these episodes being uploaded every week. That way you guys will always have Real Talk Tuesday, random topic, whatever I'm inspired to talk about that week. I would love to have my bro Rico on there sometime and act, or sometimes maybe my wife even, and just have an actual Real Talk Tuesday with actually conversation with me and someone else. But sadly, doesn't work out. So it's usually just me. But that's why we have the Keeping It Real segment and Raw Chat. But those two segments are more special episodes because they're not guaranteed every week. Like if I'm going to try to every week to touch base with David Goldberg for the Raw Chat, see if we can get on a call with other truckers and make it happen. And same thing, get on a call with Barry and or Rico to try to do the Keeping It Real segment. So last week was amazing. That was a big week for us, which I was really happy to have 4 episodes. Have the Real Talk Tuesday random topic, have Raw Chats, Keeping It Real, and then of course Storytime Friday. The return of Storytime Friday on Friday. So very grateful to have Storytime Friday back again, and I'm gonna try to do what I can to. I'm trying to work ahead, make sure that I can keep stories in the queue for you guys. So if you like this podcast, if you enjoy the stories, if you enjoy the real talk, hell, if you enjoy the raw, unedited conversations, either on the Keeping It Real segment or on the Raw Chat with me and David, David Goldberg and a bunch of other drivers, feel free to tell your friends and put a pot like a give us a 5-star review or rating or whatever. Anybody who wants to support the show, go to blodgetshow.com/support. I will have a Patreon set up at one point, and I'll let you guys know what that is as well. But for now, I appreciate you guys being here and just I'm going to do my best. Randomly, leaving St. Louis and was kind of like, all right, I really want to do a story, but thank God for ChatGPT. I'm able to be like, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Give me some pointers, some bullet points, give me some ideas, so I can kind of like, all right, and then I take those and I can kind of be like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do a story. It didn't do a story for me. I would kind of just use them to kind of get like some ideas. So, and for future freestyle stories on the Storytime Friday segment, there'll be less of an intro. Like there won't be as long as this. This is just me kind of, hey guys, like letting you guys know what's going on. That we're gonna start doing some freestyle stories as well as the written ones. But that way, my plan is to have a story for you guys every Friday from this point on, and not get lazy and fall back into the rut like I did before, and basically just because once you stop, it's hard to get started again. That's with how busy I am and stuff. That's just how it is. So anybody who wants to support and help out, blodgetshow.com/support. Anybody who is a writer and has creative stories that you want to have read on the show, feel free to send them to me, blodgetshowpodcast@gmail.com, and I will read them on the show for you. Put your obviously written by so and so, and if you have a website, whatever you want me to advertise for you, I will obviously read them live on the show, and I'll be like, written by John whatever, and his website is such and such, can reach him at such and such, does this business. So anyway, on with today's show. I hope you guys enjoy. Comments, questions, concerns, feel free to email me and let me know what you think. But otherwise, welcome to the second episode since we've returned of the Storytime Friday segments. This week's story is titled The Dangerous Trip Home. Beth had just gotten out of work. She was walking down the street. It was a very calm day. Just a few clouds in the sky. It had rained earlier, so the pavement was a little bit wet. As she walked down the street, she could hear some commotion going on what sounded a few streets over. She even heard a couple screams and then a loud crash. Glancing over her shoulder as she walked towards the parking lot where her car was parked, she quickened her pace, getting a little bit nervous, wondering to herself what was going on. As she made it to her car and put the key in the lock, she heard another crash. Son of a bitch! She heard behind her. She spun around, but nobody was there. What the hell? She wondered to herself. Where the fuck did that come from? She looked in all different directions. She noticed that off in the distance, she noticed a lot of people were running in all different directions. One lady was running down the sidewalk that she just came down. Another guy was running down an alleyway. She turned and she saw a little girl that just came out of one of the buildings and sprinted across the street and disappeared down an alleyway, screaming. My God, what the hell? Beth wondered. Heard another crash off in the distance. What the fuck? Spun around and hurried and got her car unlocked and climbed in the driver's seat. As she closed the door and started the car, she sat there staring off into space through the windshield, just wondering what was going on. Like what? She had goosebumps. She didn't know why, but something was off. Something was going on, but she just couldn't put her finger on it. It was like she just felt. And as she thought about it, she stopped and paused for a second, kind of looked down at her hands in her lap, the car running, gentle hum in the background. And as she sat there and thought, she just couldn't put her finger on it, but she just realized, like, the air, even though she had the heat running, the overall atmosphere was cold. She picked up her phone and unlocked it and brought up one of the local news stations. As she started to flip through, to swipe through different updates on her phone, all of a sudden the screen started flashing. Warning, warning, warning. The fuck? She said. She tapped the screen to clear the alert and have it go to the screen, the next screen showing the update. Attention all residents. The webpage started. Tune into this broadcast updating on what is going on. Again, attention residents. Tune into this video. It's a live broadcast of what is going on. Huh. Beth thought. Okay. So she tapped the screen to open the video. As the screen loaded, an older man appeared on the screen, standing in front of a building, holding a microphone. Beth tapped the little speaker icon on the corner of her screen to turn the sound on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roger. I'm your local Channel 5 news meteorologist, and I'm here with some of my fellow meteorologists and also some scientists, and this is an update. Beth Beth turned the sound off for a second. She realized when she tapped the screen, the video paused. She thought to herself, thought this said this was a live broadcast. Okay. She looks around, kind of confused, and of course, like as she looked up from her phone, about a dozen people ran past her car screaming. She looked behind, behind the group in the direction that they came from, and didn't see anything back there. And then looked in her mirror, seeing them disappear behind her, and she wondered, like, what's going on? Where's everybody going? Like, what's going on? She heard off in the distance again. What the fuck was that? She looked over a different direction and saw a bunch of glass hit the ground as a window from a nearby store just shattered. She looked around. She didn't see anybody, nor did she see anything on the ground that could have explained the reason for the window shattering the way it did. So, hyperventilating a little bit, she closed her eyes and looked down again. All right, come on, Beth. Come on, calm. Come on, Beth, calm down. Calm down. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna get. Let me just watch this video, see if I can find out what the hell is going on. Get home to the kids. Call the hubbies. Check on him. The hubby, shit. She realized when she hadn't even thought of Jack. I'll call him in a minute. Crap, I hope he's okay. She lifted her phone back up and tapped the screen again to hit play on the video. She backed it up to the beginning again. Or backed it up a couple seconds. Once again, everybody, my name is Roger. I'm your local news, and welcome to Channel 5. As you guys see, I'm sure you guys have noticed by now, there have been random crashes happening across the city. There have been people running all over the place. We've heard screaming. Now, we're not sure exactly what is going on, but we do know that it has something to do with this weather that's coming to town. As you guys know, or as you guys have seen, we've had a snowstorm that has been making its way across the state, and it's already starting to snow here within the last 45 minutes or so. Now, he looks to this lady that's standing beside him. Now, Jessica, these events that have been happening here in town, when did they start? Well, thank you, Roger, the lady said, taking the microphone. These events, as I don't know if a lot of you have noticed out there, but they started roughly about the time the snow started making its way through, and on certain parts of the city, it's already pretty much a whiteout. Like, it's slowly making its way across the city. So, like, we don't know what's going on. There's something that's tied to the storm. It's almost like there's something in this storm. So Roger, all residents need to, I would advise everybody to make their way to their homes. This is a kind of an unofficial shelter-in-place order. Obviously, I can't order you guys to do anything, but for your own safety, we would recommend that you make your way to your home, lock your doors, probably cover up your windows, because we don't know what's going on. We think there's something inside this storm. It is such whiteout conditions making its way across that pretty soon, within the next probably hour or two, this whole city, nobody's gonna be able to see anything. And we've heard reports of people that are randomly disappearing whenever they're inside the whiteout conditions, and Jessica, what? Hold on, Jessica. Roger said, grabbing the microphone back. Are you telling me that people have disappeared that have been inside this this whiteout. Jessica takes the microphone back. Yes, Roger. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you guys need to get to your homes. And when we, as law enforcement and as those of us journalists that are working on this or whatever, trying to figure out what's going on, when we have more information, we will share them with you. But for now, everybody, please, please get to your homes, lock your doors, get your children, your pets, everybody inside. We don't know how long this is going to last. It could last 24 hours. It could last a couple days. Could last a week. We're not entirely sure. Roger takes the microphone again. Are you telling me that are you telling me, Jessica, that this storm system, that we might be in whiteout conditions for a week? Jessica takes the microphone again. Roger, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what's going on. This is a very unusual weather system. We've never seen anything like this. We don't know what's going on because it's like every place it's been, it's there and slowly making its way across. This is it's almost like it's in different areas at one time. Like, this isn't just ice. Isn't just limited to us. This is like a 10-mile wide storm, and then there's other storms that are very identical in different parts of the state, and it's like they're spread out miles apart. Roger took the microphone back. Well, holy crap, like that's terrifying, Jessica. Like, all right, you guys all heard her. Residents, it is highly recommended you guys go to your homes, be safe. Please, please lock your doors. Turn on the news, whatever. Obviously, we'll do what we can to update you. Just please be safe. But especially when the whiteout part of the storm gets to us, everybody, we need to be out of this weather. We need to be indoors because we don't know what. Again, like we said, we don't know what's out there, and we don't want anything bad happening to you. So again, this is Roger with Channel 5 News. Thank you, Jessica, for giving us that little bit of that update. Of course, Jessica said. Roger continued. And once again, everybody, be safe. This is Roger with Channel 5 News. Stay tuned. And we'll talk to you soon. And then, of course, the video ends. Beth puts her phone down and kind of like staring off into space like, oh, fuck. That didn't tell me anything, Beth said to herself. She looks in her rearview mirror and sees the street behind her from where she's parked, and she can see that the snow and she could tell the storm was very quickly approaching her. From 5 or 10 blocks back from where she was sitting in her mirror, as she looked in her mirror, she could see what the storm that kind of made it look like there was this heavy fog because of how thick it was, slowly making its way towards her, basically blurring everything on the road behind her. She saw that and immediately she's like, oh fuck. All right, starts her car, starts to drive away, speeding off towards her home out in the country. Beth, along with her husband Jack and their kids, Rose and Riley, lived in a small house about half a mile outside the city, close enough to where they could still technically enjoy city life, but then far enough away from the city that they weren't, they enjoyed the freedom of it. As she comes out of the city, in the mirror behind her, she could see that looked like half the city was already, she couldn't see it because of the storm that was slowly making its way across. And then it went as far back as the eye could see. As Beth pulls into her driveway, Rose, her oldest, comes running outside. Mom, she says as Beth gets out of the car. Beth closes the door and wraps Rose in a hug. Hey, Rose, sweetie, how are you? Are you okay? Where's your sister? Oh, she's inside. She's inside. What's going on, Mom? Oh, bedside, putting a hand to her head and sighing. I really don't know, sweetie. Something's like there's a storm coming through. Said it's like statewide. There's like little gaps and different. It's like there's different storms, but it's all one storm. But there's something in the storm, and we basically, like the news, law enforcement, they're telling everybody that we need to lock ourselves in our houses and not come out because people are disappearing in these whiteout conditions. Like they don't know what's happening. They just, if anybody that goes out in the snow, all of a sudden they just never come back. What? Rose said as she kind of like pulled away from her mom's hug briefly. Really? Oh my, Mom, man, that's terrifying. Oh my God. Baby, it's okay, Beth said. Like, try to pull her back into a hug. It's all right. Let's go check on your sister. All right, Rose said as they made their way inside. Like, hey, Rose, sweetie, have you heard from your father? No, I haven't. I thought I was texting him last night, but I haven't heard from him today. Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't got a message from me either, Beth said. They came in and closed the door and locked it. Hey, Riley, she hollered out. Yes, Mom, I'm up here. Riley, their youngest daughter, came running downstairs. I'm right here, Mom, I'm right here. What? Everything okay? Yeah, baby, are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Just up here playing on my Switch. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, baby. We need to. So both of you, we need to stay inside. We need to lock the doors, cover the windows. For how long? Riley said. I don't know. It could be till tomorrow. Could be a couple days, a week. But we have food. We have plenty of water. We've got a generator in the garage that we can access without having to open the actual garage doors. We got we can come in there from. So we should be okay. Let's just we're gonna shelter in place until whatever this is passes, and hopefully we should be fine. Oh man, Riley and Rose looked at each other. Ah man, that sucks. I don't want to get stuck inside. Are you sure, Mom? Baby, I don't want you guys. I don't want anything to happen to you guys. So let's just do what the local officials tell us. Let's just try to. We're gonna be fine. Hopefully the internet stays up. But otherwise, we've got those boxes of DVDs so that we can watch movies. So we'll be fine. It's like, all right, Mom. Riley said, yeah, okay. Rose said as she took her sister by the hand and went off in the other room. Beth pulled out her phone and tried to dial her husband's number. Oh, hello, baby. Beth said as the line connected. Oh, hey, Beth, what's up? Jack said, smiling as he realized who was calling. I didn't even check the caller ID when you called. I just saw the phone ring and answered. Oh, hey, what are you doing right now? Beth said. Oh man, yeah, I'm actually I'm out of the truck right now. We had a pile up out here. Like people are freaking out here. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, I'm surprised your call came through because there's a lot of services out this way have been interrupted. I don't know what's going on. Best side. Jack frowned. Baby, is everything okay? What's going on over there? Oh, Jack, do you have any weather coming your way? Weather, Jack said. Yeah, like a snowstorm or like anything, Beth said. Jack looked around. Actually, how the hell did you know that? I'm a couple 100 miles away from you trying to make my way back to you. And we literally have a snowstorm that's like a few miles away, and it's like slowly making its way here, and you really can't see anything in it. It just looks like one big fog bank coming this way. Oh no, Beth said. What? Jack said. Everything okay? Maybe, Beth said. You need to, like, I don't, like, over here they're telling us that exact storm, we have that, a similar storm over here. They're saying that there's something in that storm, and that you don't want to be in that storm, you know, out of the street. You wanna be like inside somewhere. Inside, Jack said. Yes, Beth said. Like, where the so what? Like inside my truck? Because like, what are you talking about? Yeah, just inside somewhere, Beth said. Like, I don't know where. Just like where, like, just not outside. If it's in your truck, whatever, you know. But you gotta be inside somewhere, and you gotta tell everybody around you, because that's what the news. That's what they're saying over here. What are you talking about? Jack said. I watched this video earlier of the local news, and that's what they said. It's like, oh, okay, send me that video. All right, yeah, I'm sending it to you now. Hold on. All right, I just sent it. Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, I'll watch that when I get off the call with you. But like, so basically, I just need to tell people out here to get. Everybody needs to get inside. Is that what you're telling me? Yes, Beth said. All right, Jack said. All right, so like, did they say like? I know, like, obviously the video will explain a little bit, you know, but they don't know what's in the storm. No, Beth said. They just said to basically that everybody needs to get indoors, lock the doors, close them, cover their windows, and not, you know, like, not go out in it, because they said that people have actually gone into the whiteout conditions, and then people nearby have heard a scream, and that person just never was seen again. Holy shit, Jack said. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, babe. Like, so, like, how far away is the storm? Well, it's moving pretty slow, Jack said. It's still a couple miles away, but from over here, from where we're stuck on the highway with this pileup, it looks pretty freaky. There's even like, what the hell is that? Jack said, trailing off something. What, babe? Beth said. It's just kind of like gripping the phone tighter in her hand. It's like, I just thought I saw like lightning flash inside that snowstorm over there. That's weird. I've never seen lightning inside a snowstorm. Babe, please get inside. Tell everybody that. Okay, Jack said. All right, so I'm gonna watch the video, but I'm gonna get back in my truck, and you know, I'm gonna try to see if I can get on the CB radio, see if I can get a signal, see if I can let people know they need to be at least in their cars, because out here there's not really much we can do. Maybe we can. I mean, I'm gonna try to. Man, I don't know, because this whole road is pretty blocked. I don't know. I'm just trying to get back to you, you know, because I want to get back to you and the girls. Beth sighed as a tear rolled down her cheek. Yeah, I want you to get back too, babe. Like, I'm freaking out here. I'm worried about you. Well, don't worry about me, Jack said. What do you mean, don't worry about you? Beth said. Well, you know me. I'm out here in weather all the time. I'm used to it, you know. It's like. Beth chuckled slightly. You know I'd punch you in the arm right now? Why? Jack said. Because, yeah, just because you're used to this, you're used to being in the weather, doesn't mean that you can deal with whatever this is. We don't even know what this is. All right, Jack said. All right, you're right. So, like, okay, just like, Beth, baby, calm down. Like, everything's gonna be fine. Like, you know how every time I come out here on the road, you know that my goal is always to come out here and do what I gotta do and make it back home to you guys. So this is no different. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, Beth said. Just please be careful, and please stay, you know, don't go out in the whiteout conditions if you can avoid it. And you know, do what you can to help people, but get home to us, okay? Yes, my love, yes. So, you know, what, like, how are the girls? Oh, they're... Jack looks at his phone. Signal lost. The fuck? Beth looks at her phone. What? No signal? The hell? Rose, Riley. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, what's up? Do your guys' phones, like, do you guys have a signal there? Riley said, not me. I definitely don't have anything on mine. Rose said, yeah, me either, Riley said. What the hell? All of a sudden, the lights in the house started flickering. As they flickered, they went off briefly and then came back on. Beth looked around, hyperventilating a little bit. All right, come on, Beth, calm down. Just take a deep breath. Calm down. It's fine. Everything's fine. She went over to the front door and opened the door to look outside. As she opened the door, she noticed that the storm had very quickly moved across town and was probably about 100 feet from the front of their house. Panicking, she ran over, shut the garage door, and then ran back inside, closing the door and locking it. All right, girls, cover the windows. The storm's here. Cover the windows. We don't want to see whatever's out there. Okay, Mom, they both said, as they ran around the house, locking windows, locking doors, covering windows. Back on the highway, Jack, looking at his phone, not sure what just happened. He tried to dial Beth's number again. I'm sorry. There's no service available. The fuck? His phone chimed with one bar, and he tried to call again. I'm sorry. You're calling a number that cannot be reached. Shit! Jack said. Tried to call again. Shit! Fuck. Alright. Putting his phone back in his pocket, he's looking around at all the other cars. There's multiple drivers that are standing outside, talking to each other. Jack looks over at one of them. A young nurse, or a young woman in a nurse's outfit named Whitney. Hey, do you have signal on your phone? What? The young lady responded. Do you have any signal? Jack said. No, my phone, like I literally just have emergency calls only on my phone. All right. What's your name? Jack said. I'm Whitney. What about you? I'm Jack. I'd say nice to meet you, Jack, but I don't. Like, do we have any idea what the fuck's going on? Not a clue. But I just got off the phone with my wife just before the signal dropped, and she said that storm back there. Jack said as he pointed off in the distance. Whitney turned around and looked. Holy shit! I didn't even see that. Where the hell did that come from? Yeah, I just noticed it too a little while back. Jack said. But he continued. My wife told me that there's something where they are. The news and law enforcement has said for everybody to be inside. That it's whiteout conditions, and that everybody should be inside. And not be out when they can't see anything, because people basically have heard screaming and people have just gone missing while they're out in the whiteout conditions. Are you fucking shitting me? Whitney said. No, I'm just telling you what she said. Like, that's what she said. Jack said. So, okay, fuck. Whitney said. Like, so basically what? Like, she looks around and kind of like motions with her hands. So basically, like, be in our cars, because there's not really exactly any place that we could go. Yeah, I guess. Jack said. I mean, oh, okay, Everybody! Jack hollered out. A bunch of drivers standing nearby turned and looked at him. I don't know I'm not sure what's going on, but, but that storm over there, he pointed back at the storm again, and all the drivers kind of turned and looked. I'm being told that there's something in that storm, and that it's, you can't see anything when you're in that storm, and it's making its way here. And when it gets here, we need to all be inside, either in our cars, whatever. Like, the hell are you talking about, man? One random guy said, yeah, dude, it's fucked up, man. We try to scare us or something? Another guy said, guys, I'm just telling you what I heard, okay? Well, dude, you're fucking nuts, man. I'm not, Jack's kind of like, brushed his forehead with his palm. All right, well, guys, I'm just telling you, if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine, He pointed back at the storm. Look, it's already, like, hell, it's moving this way, even like, it's closer than it was before. It's moving pretty fast, guys. So let me get this straight, another guy said. You're telling me that, like, that something is inside that storm, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Jackson. All right, dude, you know how crazy and fucked up that sounds? Dude, Jackson, I'm just telling you what I heard. All right, man, whatever, man. Oh, shit. Jackson, all right, whatever. You guys do whatever. Whitney kept walking over to him, like, yeah, I didn't think that was going to go very well. Just kind of, like, grinning at him, whatever. Jack kind of, like, chuckled slightly, like, I guess not, I mean, I can't really blame him for not really believing it, but Whitney looked over and was like, oh, so you have a wife at home, obviously. Any kids? Yeah, Jack said, I got two of them, 2 daughters. What are their names? Whitney said. Jack pulled his wallet out and opened a flip through to a photograph showing him and Beth and the girls. That's my wife Beth, and that's Rose, my oldest, and that's Riley, my youngest. Oh wow, cute kids, she said. Thank you, Jack said. So, like, what should we do? She said, kind of like laughing nervously and then looking back at the storm that was very rapidly approaching. Well, where are you headed, Jackson? I was headed, because obviously we're eastbound. I got about 200 miles. I've only got 200 miles to go till, I live in a little town in Missouri or whatever. 200 miles? Oh, so you're like not too far away from where I live. Really? Okay. So, all right. So again, so you said your name was Jack, right? Yes. So where? Okay. So what should we do, Jack? Well, like, you looked over at the road, having a couple of crashes in front of them. I mean, we need to go that way, but like we don't have any signal. Looks back at his truck. I don't even know. I haven't started my truck for a few minutes, and when we lost signal, and I don't know if we lost power too, or I'm not sure what's going on. So I say we get back in our vehicles, and we push through this barricade. We just slowly make our way, because we try to see what we can do. We try to just make our way across the interstate, try to make it home. That's my goal, is to get home to my wife. Do you have anybody at home waiting for you? He said, looking over at Whitney. Nope, nobody. Just me and my cats, she said, laughing. Jack chuckled. Oh, of course. Well, they're family too. Oh yeah. I love little bastards, Whitney said. They're basically, in the absence of a spouse or boyfriend or any other family, they are my family. They're my kids, practically. Oh yeah, I hear that, Jack said. All right, so Jack said, looking over his truck. Hold on a second. Climbs in his rig, and turns the key. Peeks his head out the window. Well, I guess we're still good power-wise. There's nothing. Maybe if we're in the storm, that's gonna be different. But right now, I think. And he looks over at the storm and goes, "Holy shit!" And she's like, "What?" As she glances over, and goes, "Oh fuck!" Yeah, the storm. They noticed. it had traveled a lot closer in the short amount of time they were talking. It was only probably about a mile away at this point. That storm's going to be here before we know it. We need to get out of here. Yeah, I think you're right. Hold on a second, Jack said. Pulls the CB radio. Breaker 19? Breaker 19. Are there any drivers out here that are reading this? Over. Hey, driver. What's going on, driver? Do you know any updates? Yeah. Hey, my name's Jack. I don't know if you see that storm over there, but we need to start moving and get out of here because that storm is moving closer. I am told. I'm told that it's there's something in the storm and it's whiteout conditions and basically it's not good. Like we need to get out of here. All right, copy that, driver. That's who told you this information? Over. That's again. Like we need to get out of here. It's moving closer. Over. Okay, driver, I got you, but it just sounds pretty crazy, driver. Like what the hell? So where'd you hear it? Okay, my wife told me. Your wife? Yes. Okay, what'd she say? She said that that there's the local news and law enforcement basically have said that there's something in the storm, that people are disappearing, and they've advised everybody to be indoors, windows covered, doors locked. Over. Okay, copy that, driver. So what are you planning to do? Well, me and this lady I just met, I tried to talk to other car drivers around my immediate vicinity here, and they kind of just laughed or whatever. So we can't really. There's not really much I can do. I tried to tell them what I heard, but I guess pretty much every man for himself out here. People are either gonna get shelter or not. So, but by the way, driver, what's your name? My name is Jack. Hey, driver. Yeah, my name's Frank. Where are you at? Like, because there's so many cars out here. Like, what? I'm guessing you're in a rig. Yeah. Copy that, Frank. Like, I'm in a blue Peterbilt with a white and blue trailer. I've got my own. There's no special name on the truck, mainly because I'm, a contractor or whatever. But I'm back here with a bunch of random cars, and there's like a Schwann's ice cream truck that's right next to me, and where are you at? Jack. Yeah, I don't know. Can you see me up here? I recognize your truck based on your description. I'm up ahead of you, probably maybe about 400 feet. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Frank, I can see you up there. All right, so the plan right now, the only thing I can think of honestly, is for us to basically get through this congestion. We need to, even though these cars are blocking, we need to get moving. Like we need to move. My main objective, Frank, is to get home. Like to make it home to my wife and kids. I don't want to die out here. I don't know what's in that storm. And obviously, like we need to. As many people as we can to try to start, moving, or at least people at the very least need to get in their freaking cars and not be out here when that storm gets to us. Over. Yeah, copy that, Frank, or copy that, Jack. I hear you. So there's a little bit of a gap in between some of those cars in front of you that look like they've rear-ended each other. Why do you have that lady with you either follow you, or I don't know if she's willing to leave her car and just get in the truck with you, so that way we kind of like minimize vehicles. I mean, would you be willing to do that? Over? Frank, hold on a second. Let me ask her. Jack looks over at Whitney, who was kind of standing beside the truck as he had the door open. How attached to your car are you? He said as he looked over at her. Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Whitney said. Well, I mean, we could try to make our way that way. With all the vehicles, or you could get in here with me or whatever, and we could just basically carpool kind of. You mean leave my car here? Whitney said. I mean, yeah. I mean, man, I don't think I want to leave my car here, Jack. She said. All right. Jack said, gets back on the radio. Hey, Frank, you there? Yeah, Jack, what's up? Yeah, she's not willing to leave her car, so we're probably just gonna either have her follow me or whatever. You and me can clear the way, and any other like her and any other vehicles, any people that want to try to see if we can get ahead of this thing and maybe make it, slow going. Obviously, it's gonna take a while. I got 200 miles to go, and we can't really move fast with the road all cluttered like this. If you know what I mean, right, Frank? Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Jack. So basically, we're gonna clear the way, and anybody be like a little convoy, just slowly making our way. What's your fuel like? Over. Jack looked at his gauge. Well, I'm probably about between half and 3/4. So I mean, should technically that's about 100 gallons. So I should have enough to make it there. Obviously, like with it taking as long, or with us going as slow as we're gonna have to go, I hope that doesn't burn more fuel than. He trailed off. Jack, you there? You kind of trailed off a minute. Oh yeah, Frank. Sorry about that. I was just thinking to myself, that I don't know, because I've never traveled at a very, very slow pace across the interstate, so I don't know if fuel will last longer because of the amount of idling we'll do just by moving slower, or if it'll burn quicker. I don't know. Yep, I hear you, Frank. Or I hear you, Jack. I hear you. So let's quit wasting that. Look! Holy crap! Look at this storm, Jack. Jack looks over. Gets back on the radio. Holy shit! It's even closer. All right, yeah, we gotta go. Looks over, looks down on the ground where Whitney's standing. Hey, are you ready to go? We got to get out of here. Like, check that out. He points over on the towards the storm. Whitney looks over. Oh fuck! Oh man. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. She says. So what should I do? Follow you? Yeah. He gets back on the radio. And, hey Frank, you want us to just follow you, or do you want me to make my way up to you and then we can clear a path and we just have people follow us? Yep, Jack, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. Looks over at Whitney and gives a nod. Whitney runs back to her car. Jack reached up and grabbed another microphone. Except this one was for a loudspeaker on the top of his truck. Everybody listen up! Everybody listen up! Now that storm is getting closer. There is something in the storm, and it's up to you guys, but when it gets here, everybody needs to be inside. Me and another trucker out here, and this friend I just met, we are gonna start making our way because we're trying to get home. Anybody who wants to come with us is welcome to. We're gonna try to clear a path and slowly make our way down the highway. You guys are welcome to come with us. Obviously, if you guys don't want to, you're welcome to stay here too. That's fine. But we're going. And when you see me in this other truck and her car moving down there, you're welcome to try to follow. It's up to you. He says, putting the handset back up at the cradle. outside you hear random people yelling, "What the hell are you talking about, man? Hey, did he say that they're gonna make a path or something? What did they say about the storm? Man, those guys, they're fucking nuts, man. I'm just gonna stay here." Jack shook his head as he closed his door and fired his truck back up. He glanced over at Whitney and he gave a thumbs up. She nodded at him. She started her car up. "Hey, Frank, you there?" Jack said. "Yes, sir. You ready to go?" "Yeah, let's do it. I just, did the loudspeaker. I don't know if you heard me from back here, but it's up to them now. They can choose whether they're gonna come or whether they're gonna, what. Like, we're gonna clear a path. Everybody who wants to come will come." "That sounds like a plan, Frank. That sounds like a plan, Jack. Frank out." Jack hangs the CB radio mic back up in the cradle. Puts his truck in gear and slowly starts to make his way forward. As he goes about 100 feet, he gets up to one of the first crashes, and thankfully thought to himself, nobody's hurt, so I should just be able to, there's a small gap between the cars. I'm just gonna slightly come between these cars, pushing one of them out of the way. He leans out the window. "Hey guys, I'm coming through. You guys need to get out, watch out. I'm gonna push this car." "What?" one of the guys yelled. "Will you fucking hit my car?" Jack didn't listen to him as he continued making his way through. The right side of his truck, bumped one car and slid it off to the side, and his left side of his truck bumped the other car and pushed it off to the side. "What the hell, man, you motherfucker?" You heard off to the side or whatever. "Sorry, guys. I'm not being stuck out here for you guys." He continued making his way through, and of course, Whitney behind him drove her car following an exact path. "Hey, Frank, we're coming to you," Jack said. "Hey, Frank here. Yep, I hear you, Jack. I got you. I see you coming. All right. I'm getting ready to go now, too." Up ahead, Frank started to, started his truck up, and from behind him, Jack could see Frank's truck start to go off in the distance, start to move ahead of him a little bit, too. As they moved, they slowly pushed a couple cars out of the way here and there. Other cars that were still able to, they got out of the way and started to follow them. Before they know it, they had a convoy of about 15 cars that were driving behind these two semis. And they had a couple semis in the back that were also following them. "Hey, any idea what the hell's going on? Because I heard I heard you guys talking. What the fuck?" Yeah," Frank said. It's did you catch any of what we said, or "Oh no, I heard you guys talking. I wasn't really paying attention." "Okay," Frank said. "Yeah, so care to enlighten us? We're following you, obviously, because we're not gonna stay back here. I mean, that storm back there looks pretty nasty." "You damn right it's nasty," Frank said. "Hey Jack, so do we have a game plan at what we're gonna what we're gonna do? Or is it we just basically the plan just to keep going?" Yeah, guys. That's basically right now the only plan I have," Jack said as he paused for a second. "Hey Jack, you still there?" Frank said. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just thinking. So the plan right now that I can think of is just basically we just keep pushing forward, guys. We got to go 200 miles that way. At least I do. And I don't know where y'all are headed, but basically, I know that if I can make it home, I have my wife and kids waiting for me, and I really want to get back to them, and I don't know. And he paused again, letting off the mic. Jack, you disappeared again. Everything good? Yep, everything's good. So anybody out there listening, there's something in the storm. They don't know what it is, but anybody in the storm that's out on foot, not indoors in their car or inside their house or whatever, they've heard screaming and people disappeared. So, I don't like people are welcome to do what they want, but this is the direction me and Frank and Whitney we're headed, and anybody that wants to follow us. Basically the plan is to just try to stay safe and stay alive, obviously, because I got my family to get back to. I hear that, Jack, Frank said. So, all right, we're good. All right, everybody. If anybody on this channel, just stay tuned. If anybody has questions, obviously, we can communicate on this channel. Let's just keep moving, guys. Copy that, Jack said. As they're rolling down the road, very slowly, barely even 10, 15 miles an hour. Jack glances over to the side of his truck, and he notices that Whitney is slowly cruising beside him, and she's got her passenger window down and is waving at him. He rolls his window down like, "Hey, what's up?" So I don't have a CB, she hollered. So what's the plan? Like, what are we doing? Oh, sorry. Basically, we're just we're going that way, he said, pointed up in front of him. Well, obviously, Whitney said, laughing. Oh yeah, you gotta have a sense of humor in times like this, whatever, Just kind of chuckled. She looks over at him and glares. All right, yeah, okay, you're right, but could we still be a little serious at least, though? So please, what's the plan? All right, Whitney, sorry, Yeah, the plan, we're just gonna keep going that way, and even if the storm overtakes us, we need to not be out on foot, and we just need to do what we can to keep making our way that way. Well, what happens if the storm catches up to us and then we can't even see the road? Well, Jack said, I don't know. I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it, because I would still want to move forward and make our way towards home. Yeah, you're okay, what he said. Now if you want to be up to date on stuff, you're welcome to ride with me and stuff. Yeah, leave my car. It's my baby, she said, patting the steering wheel. Jack laughed. Okay, yeah, I understand. I got you. I got a car like that at home too. Oh, you got a Mustang? Yep. What year? Whitney said. 64 and a half. Oh, nice, Whitney said. All right, well, it's getting cold with my window open, so I'll pull up beside you if I need to say something. If we need to talk again. All right, Jack said, as they both rolled their windows up, and Whitney fell back in behind him. After about 15 or 20 miles cruising down the road, slowly pushing past other cars that had gotten into wrecks, they noticed that the snowstorm was only about 150 feet behind them and slowly catching up, or rapidly catching up. As Jack looked in the mirror and realized just how close it was, cars that were behind him, some of them he couldn't see anymore because they were already in the whiteout conditions. He got on the loudspeaker. Everybody, just keep going. Just keep going. If we could speed up a little bit, that might help. Let's go, guys. Let's go. If you're in the whiteout conditions, do your best. Do not stop. Do not get out of your cars. A couple of cars, beep, beep, honked to try to basically answer that they or acknowledge that they heard him. Hey, Jack, you there? Frank said. Yeah, Frank, what's up? I mean, are you doing okay back there? I heard you go over the loudspeaker again. But yeah, do you see the storm? It's catching up to us. Holy shit, Frank said. I hadn't even been paying attention. I've just been trying to maneuver my way on this road or whatever. I wish we could go faster. Yeah, no shit, Jack said. It's gonna take forever to get to get home. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, Jack. Just Oh, look it up here. What are you talking about? Jack said, because obviously Jack's at this point. Jack is behind Frank, probably about half a mile. He squints, trying to look up ahead of himself to see where Frank was, and he's like, "Is there a break in like the traffic jam? Is there like, cause from back here I can't really see it. Over. Yeah, there's a couple cars, and then it looks like there's still some cars. There's still a little bit of clutter or whatever, but they're spaced out. We might be able to bump it to like 20 or 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. That would give us what, like 5 hours to get to, like 6 hours to get to, to get you guys home or whatever. Any chance like we could, like, while the storm is around, like we make it towards your home? Can we? Any chance like I could camp out with you guys or whatever until this passes? Frank said. I don't see why not, Frank. I mean, obviously everybody can't come home with me, but me, you, and Whitney or whatever. You guys are welcome to come in and stay safe. Over. I appreciate that, Jack. Yeah, no worries, no worries. So just let me know when you're past that part. What you're able to bump your speed up to. All right, I'll know in a couple minutes. Hold on. A few minutes later, he sees Frank's truck push another car out of the way, and then horse start to put some distance. By this point, Jack looks behind him and realizes the snowstorm is right behind Whitney's car. Majority of the cars that are behind them are now out of his view. They are now in the whiteout conditions, and the whole road behind him is not able to be. They're out of his vision. He honks his horn and puts his hand out his window and waves a little bit. And Whitney pulls up beside him. Are you fucking seeing this? Whitney said, pointing behind him. Yeah. That's why. So here's the plan. Like, are you still seeing cars back there with you? Whitney glanced in the mirror and then looked back at Jack. Yeah, kind of. I can see them, the ones that are closer to me, and I can kind of see shadows of, I think, the cars behind me. But it's so fucking white back there. I can't see anything. All I see is the white behind me. So, is there any chance we can speed up or whatever? Jack looked in front of him again. Yeah, what Frank said is we're good. Just up here, as you know, he's already like sped up or whatever. So we just need to push past those set of cars right there. And then it's a little bit. There's still some wrecks or whatever, but he said we should be able to speed up as long as we get more in a single file line and follow each other. Probably like 30, 35 or so miles an hour. Oh, that'd be great because we're going like 10 miles an hour here, so that storm is going to overtake us. So, all right, sounds good. Whitney said as she rolled the window back up. She got back behind him. Jack burst through the set of cars that Frank had just gone through, and then Whitney followed. And as they sped up to get up to 35 miles an hour, try to see if they could attempt to put some distance between them and the storm. They could tell that the storm was still moving pretty fast because even going 30 miles an hour on the storm, the white cloud slowly passed Whitney and then slowly passed most of Jack's truck. All of a sudden, he could hear honking behind him, and then he looks in this mirror and sees Whitney beside him. You can barely see the front of her car, but you can see the window, and she's waving at him. Rolls the window down. She rolls the window down. She goes, "Hey, stop for a second." "Why? What's up?" Jack said, fuck this. I love my car, but I'm just gonna get it with you. Is that okay?" Yeah. So Jack stops really quick, and she pulls the car off to the side of the road, runs over and gets in the passenger seat. "All right, go," she said. All right, why are you leaving your car now? Well, because I can't, man. And they started to speed up, but they got a little bit out of the snowstorm, with it still gaining on them pretty rapidly. Wait, he looked in the mirror and was as white as a ghost. Are you okay? Jack said. And I was just like, for that few minutes that I was in the storm behind you, I couldn't see shit. Like, I could tell there's cars nearby, but and hell, Jack looks ahead like, yeah, a couple of them passed us following Frank, but I don't know where the other cars are because we only saw like 5 cars go by, but we have a few dozen. Yeah, there were, but I don't know. Maybe they stopped back there when the storm passed them. Well, so like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Jack said. Whitney took a deep breath and breathed out very slowly. Hey, I was just freaking out because I couldn't see anything, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I would rather come back from my car and live till tomorrow or whenever this storm passes and we can actually come back out here again. You will help me come back out here and get my car, won't you? Yeah, of course. Jack said. You're welcome to ride. Like, whenever we get back on the road, get back on the road loaded again. I can bring you back out this way, and we can make sure to pick your car up. All right, sounds good. But yeah, I just feel that it would be safer to climb in here with you or whatever. That's fine, Jack said. Hey Frank, how's it going up there? Oh hey Jack. Yeah, everything's going good. I'm assuming you're still back there a little ways. Yeah. I mean, I think you put some distance because I can't see you anymore. How fast are you going? Oh, about 40 right now. What about you guys? Well, shit, we're still going like 25. I guess I'll go ahead and speed up. I just gotta get past these next couple cars. We can't see. I literally cannot see behind me right now. That storm is moving fast. Like Whitney actually pulled her car off the side of the road, and she's gonna come back and get it later. She's riding with me. She just didn't feel safe out in the storm. Copy that, Jack. Copy that. Yeah, speed up and put some distance between you and that storm because I've never seen a storm move that fast. I've never seen there be that low of visibility in the storm. I've even seen I keep seeing lightning in my mirror, like flashes in that storm. That is a snowstorm, right? Yeah, it is. Jack said. I don't know. I've seen the flashes too. I don't know what's going on. One other weird thing too, he said as he trailed off. What's that? Jack said, or Frank said. Like we had about a dozen cars following us, but when I stopped to let Whitney get in, only about 5, like 4 or 5 cars passed, and they're behind you now, by a little ways behind you, but there's only like 4 or 5 cars out of like maybe 2 dozen. That's kind of weird, Frank said. What do you think it means? Jack said. Frank's like, I have no idea. Like you're the one back there. I'm just up here leading the group. I don't know. Maybe they stopped and pulled over. Hopefully, hopefully nothing happened. Jack looked in his mirror again. Yeah, hopefully you're right. Anyway, I'm speeding up. Whitney and I, and we'll work on trying to catch up to you. Do you have any signal on your phone? Over. Negative. My phone literally still says emergency calls only. When was the last person? Like, when did you last speak to somebody, Jack? Well, I spoke to my wife just before we lost signal. Back before I talked to you. Aside from that, I haven't been able to get through to anybody. I haven't been able to load any news or any internet articles at all. I've just been basically, my phone's a paperweight. Over. Yep, mine too. Frank said. Anyway, Jack said, let's I've increased my speed up to 40. And I gotta tell you, Frank. Like even going 40, that storm is not falling further behind us. Please tell me you're joking, Jack. No, Frank. That storm, even going 40, it's like it is tailing us a little bit. It's falling back maybe a little bit, but it's still keeping up with us. Like, that's a fast moving storm, and I can't see anything but it. It's like that whole storm is taking up everything I can see back that way. That's freaking me the hell out. Copy that, Jack. Yeah, just keep moving on. Just keep moving. Keep that pedal to the metal, as fast as you can go. Let's try to. Obviously, we don't want to go like 60 because we got obstacles in the road. But as long as we can, we'll try to push that when we can get you home. I promise. Copy that. A few miles down the road, Jack slows down because he's noticing that he's coming up on Frank's truck, pulled off the side of the road. They've managed to pull a little bit ahead of the storm, but it was still rapidly approaching them in the distance. He pulls up next to Frank, looks over at Whitney. Hey, can you roll your window down real quick? Yeah. She says, leaning over and rolling down the passenger window. He looked over, and Frank already had his window down, already looking over at him. Hey, Jack, I assume. Yep. What's up, Frank? Are you okay? Yeah, I had a weird static, like some weird. I don't even know how to explain it. What's going on? Jack said. Well, something came through my CB, and basically it sounded like help. I thought it was you. Jack looked up at his CB with the handset in the cradle and looked back at Frank. No, it wasn't me. I didn't say anything. That's really weird. So thought I saw something over here, off to the side over here in this little wooded area. Like I thought I saw somebody. So I pulled off here to see if somebody needed help. Okay, so they glanced behind them, and the storm was actually, again, within a couple hundred feet from them. In his mirror, he glances off and looks behind him, and he sees that a car is probably about 200 feet back as the big white cloud of the storm overtakes that car, and he can't see the car anymore. All of a sudden, what the fuck was that? Frank said. That came from. That was literally right behind us. That those cars are being overtaken by the storm. Something just happened, dude. All right, let's go. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Frank said as he put his truck back in gear and started driving. Yeah, copy that. Let's go. Jack put his truck into gear and started following. Came over the intercom. Hey guys, I don't know what's going on back there, but drive, do not get out of your car. Like, I don't know what that was. I assume somebody got out of their car and something happened, but stay in your car. I repeat, stay in your car. By this point, he didn't know how many cars were still with them on this trip. Initially, it had been at least 2 dozen cars that were following them. Last time, when he had seen cars with him, it looked like there had only been about 5 to 10 cars, and now he could only see a couple cars, and he didn't even see the car that had the person standing outside when the storm overtook it. So they continued making their way down the highway, communicating on the CB. Jack glanced over at Whitney, who was wringing her hands and looked as white as a ghost. How you doing over there, Whitney? I'm fucking freaking out, Jack, Whitney said, looking over at him. I mean, what the hell is this? Like, what happened back there? I don't know. I really don't know. There was somebody got out of their car back there, and then they disappeared in the the whiteout, and then that's when we heard the scream. So I don't know what happened to them. I'm not looking forward to finding out. But we're definitely not going back there. We're gonna keep going this way. Whitney looked in the mirror and then looked back over him. That storm is getting closer. Like, it's almost right behind us. Like, I can't see a car behind us. Jack looks in the mirror. Holy shit, you're right. All we can do is keep moving this way. As time passed, they continued making their way bit by bit. Jack would notice that the storm was even more overtaking them. Even going 40 miles an hour, he could only see half his trailer behind him. He's like, damn, I've never seen a storm keep up with me on the highway, he said, looking over at Whitney. Yeah, and he can't see anything, so like, man, I hope we can make it. Oh, we're gonna make it, Jack said, don't worry. His phone chimed. Well, shit, I think I got something. Looked at his phone and received he'd temporarily had a signal and received a text message, but then it had gone back to emergency calls only. Who's that? Wait, he said, that's a text from my wife. Says, looking at the message as he glances back and forth between his phone and the road. What's it say? Wait, he said. She's checking. She's trying, wondering if I'm okay. She said her and the girls are fine. They're locked in the house, and that signal on the phone has gone in and out. They've only been able to get this message. Like, this is the first message. They've sent like a dozen messages, but this seems like to be the only one that's actually gone through. So I would text back, but Whitney looks over, but no signal, right? Jack shrugs. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. She's going to be freaking out. What do you mean, Whitney said? Well, like, anytime that she's tried to reach, anytime in the past, if something happened and she couldn't reach me, I usually had hell to pay when I got home. Well, it's not your fault, Whitney said. Yeah, I know, and she'll know that too. It's just, you know how it is, protect a spouse, whatever. Like, worrying about you and stuff. So it's like, if I get a signal back anytime soon, I'm obviously got to send a message out to her and stuff. Hey Frank, how's it going up there? Jack said as he grabbed the handset and spoke into it. Well, it seems to be all clear up here, Jack. There's a little bit of debris in the road. I'm not sure where it's from. Some trees, a couple cars. I'm not sure what the hell happened. But yeah, we should be able to keep this pace. Everything good back there? Well, Frank, I mean, something happened, but we don't know exactly what happened. But, trailed off. What is it? Frank said. Jack looked over at Whitney. I don't even know how to describe what happened back there. He goes, do you know what happened? Whitney's like, fuck if I know. Like, you just said that there's somebody got out of their car and there's a scream. Well, Frank, you know how we were told that there's something in the storm? Yes, sir. Well, behind us, one of the cars. I don't know if you. I mean, actually, you were right next to me. But that's it's got me freaking out here, Frank. Oh, you mean where that car that the person got out of, and then we heard a scream behind us? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's. I've still got goosebumps. So we just got to keep moving. We cannot stop, no matter what. Even if the storm overtakes us, we have to keep moving and not get out. And we're gonna get there. We're probably like 100 miles away by this point. I think we have it in us to make it there. We just got to keep pushing on, Jack. I got you. I'm just worried, Frank. Like, what happens if the storm overtakes us and we can't see? How the hell are we gonna? Because I don't like we won't survive if we end up in the ditch. Over. Yeah, well, we just have to make sure that's not going to happen. You know, we'll be each other's eyes, and we'll try to make sure that we keep each other, we watch each other's backs. All right, Frank. All right, I got you. As they continue going down the road, the storm was now fully engulfing Jack's trailer. He could not see any cars beside him or behind him. He didn't know if any of the cars behind him were still, if they were still following him, or if they had something happen, if they had stopped because they couldn't see. He looks over at Whitney. Man, this is one hell of a trip, isn't it? Whitney's like, you're telling me I'm fucking freaking out over here, Jack. Calm down, Whitney. Calm down. It'll be fine. You know, but we'll make it. We're just gonna keep going. Whitney looks over him. Any chance he can speed up a little bit more? Maybe we could get a little bit. Maybe we could get out of this storm. Jack looks at his speed, going 43, and he could see Frank up in the distance a little bit. Well, it looks like us and Frank. I guess we're going about the same speed. So like I could probably speed up a little bit, try to catch up. Maybe we could get out of the storm. Hey Frank, you there? Yeah, Jack, what's up? Let's try to. Do you think we could bump it up to 50? You know, that put us there in about 2 hours. Possibly, but we run the risk of if there's like cars and stuff in the road, we're gonna have to slow down. But I mean, we could try. Yeah, I think if we bump the speed up, maybe we could pull out of the storm a little bit, and maybe we can beat it there. And you know, maybe we can get there with enough time that we could actually get indoors before it overtakes where we are. Yeah, but Jack, I wonder about something. What's that, Frank? Didn't you say that where your wife is, that there's another storm? Like there's multiple storms? Fuck, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Well, anyway, Jack, like, I mean, it's a good plan. Let's. I think we should try. Let's bump the speed up. Let's push it. I'm kind of surprised that the road is actually as clear here as it has been. Yeah, me too. Maybe back there where we where we started this trip, maybe that was just the start of one of the other storms. Maybe where we're at now, there hasn't been a storm yet, or I don't know. This is weird, anyway, let's just keep. I'm gaining on you a little bit. We're gonna bump up to 50, and hopefully we can, just push our way there. Over. Copy that, Jack. Let's do it. As they increase their speed to 50 miles an hour, Jack looked at his mirror and noticed that the snowstorm, the whiteout conditions behind him, started to slowly fall back. As it fell back, he started to breathe a sigh of relief, and then he heard a big loud thump behind him. The fuck was that? Whitney said, looking over him. I don't know, but you feel that? Yeah, the truck shook. Did we hit something? Jack looked over her and then looked back at the side view mirror. No, something hit us. There it is again. Hey, Frank, we're gonna bump up to 55. Something's hitting us back here. What do you mean something's hitting you? Frank said. I mean, when we bumped up to 50, we're pulling out of the storm, and something hit my trailer. Like it shifted the truck. It rocked. Like it's almost like there's something in the storm trying to fucking knock us over. Oh, what? Whoa, crap, man. Yeah. All right, 55. Copy that. Let's go. Hey, Jack, do you see any cars behind you? Like, do you see any cars still hanging out with you, or are they all gone? I can't see shit, Frank. I can't see shit. Like, all I can see, and the storm is now towards the end of my trailer. Holy crap, man. What? Frank said. I can see the side of my trailer in my mirror, and there's a fucking dent in the side of the trailer. Something hit me, man. Holy fuck. All right, man. Yeah, 55. Let's just pedal down, man. Hammer down. Let's go. Copy that. Yeah, we're coming. Yeah, I don't see any cars behind me, even with us putting distance between the storm. I think there's no more cars left. I think it's just you, me, and Whitney right now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe people in cars, I don't know if they pulled over, or maybe when they're in the smaller vehicles, maybe whatever it is overtook them. But let's go. We gotta. How far away are we again, Jack? It looks like about 80 miles now. So it should like an hour and a half if we keep this pace or whatever. Over. Copy that, Jack. Let's go. I'll let you know because I'm a little ways ahead of you. I'll let you know if I see anything. But otherwise, let's just keep the momentum going. Copy that, Frank. Looks over at Whitney. Just relax. It's gonna be fine. I don't know what that was, but we're like, obviously, and he trailed off. Whitney's like, obviously, we're not gonna fucking stop, right? Frank's like, yeah, you like, right? Whitney's like, I'm serious, Jack. Well, I don't know what the hell's back there, but we need to keep moving. We need to get to your wife and kids, to your house, and get the fuck inside. And because she trailed off, looked down, and kind of like sighed, burying her face in her hands. Jack reached over with a hand and put a hand on her shoulder. And Whitney, I know, like just breathe. Like that's why it's part of why I like being in this big ass rig, because we're bigger, and I don't know about you, but I feel safer up here than I would be in a car low to the ground. Whitney kind of like looks over at him and like a nervous chuckle. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, like I prefer not to have left my car back there, but yeah, I know, Jack said. But don't worry, whenever we get past whatever this is, we're gonna go back for it. Like it should be safe back there. I mean, you parked it off to the side, so unless somebody hits it, it should be fine. If anything, we'll come out here with a tow truck or something, or have a tow truck come out here and bring it back to us. Yeah, I know. It's just she's my baby. I hate to leave her. Jack's like, I know, I gotcha, I understand. They continue down the road, occasionally slowing to maneuver around another car, and occasionally to maneuver around a tree that had fallen down on the road, and then picking back up speed. Every time they slow down, the storm seemed to gain on them again. Then they would speed back up, get the speed up to 55 miles an hour, and pull back ahead of it. Jag looks in the mirror, sighs, and looks back at the road. Whitney, hearing him sigh, looks over at him. They're like, what's up? Like, are you okay? I'm stressed. I know. It's like, we're gonna make it to your wife and kids, Jack. I know, Jack said. It's just like every time we've had to slow down and maneuver around something, that storm, it rapidly gains on us. It's practically gets to overtakes part of the trailer by the time we're back up to speed again, and then it falls back again. I have never seen a storm like act that way. That is fucking insane. Yeah, it is, he said. Up ahead, as they came down the road, they came up. They could see somebody, looked like somebody was off in a ditch, standing beside a car. Holy shit, man! There's a person out there. Whitney said. Yeah, I know, but what do you want me to do? We can't just leave him. Jack tried to slow down a little bit. I just passed him. Get back in your car, man! What the hell are you talking about, bro? Get back in your car, Jack said. Like, get back on the road. That snowstorm. What do you mean? Guy yelled. Get back in your... Jack could see the storm rapidly approaching behind him again. Hurry up, get back in your car, he said as he started to drive up. Where you going, man? In his mirror, Jack looked in the mirror and saw the storm come up on him. And just barely noticed that as the guy went to go to get back in his car, the storm caught up to him before he could get fully in his car, and a bright flash, and he saw nothing but just the flash, and saw the door of that car all of a sudden fly out of the storm and crash to the ground, and didn't see any sign of that car or the driver. Jack looks over at Whitney and as he's accelerating back to 55 to pull away from the storm again. Holy fuck. What happened to him? Whitney said, I don't know, but I don't think he's okay, because he didn't get in his car before the storm, before that white cloud came up on him. And I saw his door like fly, like it flew out of the storm, like it was ripped off from the. What? Whitney said. Yeah, I saw part of his car like fly away. Like I don't think he, like whatever it is, whatever's back there, it got him. Oh man, I'm so scared, Jack. It's gonna be fine. Whitney, it's gonna be fine. Just like, can we go any faster? I'm already going to 55. I don't want to risk it. Jack said. Hey Frank. Yeah, Jack, what's up? So I don't know if you saw that car with the guy back here. Yeah, I did, but I didn't slow down. I just hollered out my window for him to get in the car. Over. Yeah, I tried to do that too. I slowed down to try to tell him that he needs to get on the road. I don't think he made it. Over. What do you mean, Jack? Well, I was trying to yell at him, and basically, like behind me, I saw the storm catch up to him before he got back in his car. I didn't see anything happen to him, but his car door was ripped off the hinges and flew out of the storm, and that's all I could see. He's gone. Over. Holy shit, Frank said. Yeah, so me and Whitney are kind of freaking out back here, man. But we're, you think we go any faster? Or you think 55 is probably the max that we should go? Over. Yeah, I think 55 is probably it, man. Like there's too many. We've had to slow down every couple miles, it seems, to navigate through a couple of obstacles. But other than that, like, this seems to be pretty safe speed. Over. Copy that. All right. So we're about 40 miles out now. Yeah, it looks like. All right, Jack. We're gonna keep moving. Let's go. I've got the lead. Just let me know if you guys see anything back there. If the storm's catching up. How's it looking back there? Well, Frank, when we're going 55, we're actually putting some distance. The last couple of minutes, it looks like it's at least a quarter mile behind us. Do you see any cars back there, Jack? Negative. I know we had initially 24 or so that were with us before, and I don't see a single one now, so I don't know what happened to all of them. Over. Fuck. All right, Jack. Copy that. So, not too much further to go. Let's just keep pushing. We're gonna get you home, and everybody, get us all indoors somewhere. And you're sure it's cool that we could crash with you for however long this takes whatever this is to pass by? Yeah, it should be fine. I'd check in with my wife about it, but it trails off. But you don't have signal still on your phone, right, Jack? Yes, that's correct. I got you. Yeah, I don't have signal up here either. What about Whitney? Does she have signal on her phone? Jack looked over at Whitney and she just kind of shrugged and shook her head. That's a negative, Frank. No signal on her phone either. Copy that, Jack. Copy that. I'm surprised we're able to talk on the CB. Actually, maybe it's just electronic, like the cell network is down or something. I don't know. Over. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, let us know if you see anything up there, and we'll let you know if there's any updates back here. Copy that, Jack. Over and out. As they continue going down the highway, Jack and Whitney randomly got into some small talk. Jack would look over at her. basically be like, so, how's the weather? Whitney laughed, look over at him. Are you fucking serious? What? Jack said. Jack, obviously the weather is not good. Jack laughed. Yep, I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood because obviously, like, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty damn stressed. You're pretty damn stressed. Whitney said, laughing and punching him in the arm. Well, would you like to drive? Jack said. Whitney laughed. No. I thank you for driving. I appreciate it. I'll just be the passenger princess over here. Jack laughed. Yeah. Actually, like, my wife has never been the passenger princess with me in the truck. What? Whitney said. Never? Nope, never. Jack said. She's just never wanted to ride with me in the truck. So, like, anytime I've gone out, like, she's never gotten up here. I don't think she's never even been in the truck. Ever? Not once? Nope. Jack said. Oh, how far away are we now, Jack? Jack looked at his gauges. Well, it's about 30 miles. So probably about, it's probably about less than an hour. So like 30 or 40 minutes if we keep this pace up. How far is she looks in the mirror. What do you think? That's like, what, a couple miles back or whatever? Or like 5 miles behind us? Jack looked in the mirror. Yeah, I'm surprised that we're actually, we've managed to keep our distance from it. But that's a fast damn moving storm. That's like almost like supernatural. I don't know what, I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, me either, Whitney said, cringing her hands, looking down. Jack reached over and squeezed her shoulder again. We're gonna be fine. Like, we're almost there. He looks at his phone as he hears another chirp. Oh, shit, another message from my wife. What to say? Baby, where are you, basically, is what it says. Do you have a signal? You're able to reply? Hold on, Jack said. He brings up Beth's contact info and hit send. Hello, baby? Hey, Jack said. Oh my God, I'm so glad to hear your voice. Like, are you and the girls okay? How's Rose? How's Riley? Baby, oh my God, I'm glad we finally have signal. Like, I've been worried sick. We're like, yeah, the girls are fine. Where are you at? Well, baby, like, it's been hell out here on the road, but we're almost there. Probably about 30 miles away, and we're just slowly making our way your direction. This storm is nuts. Yeah, it's pretty bad out here too. It's been whiteout conditions right outside our house, but it's retreated into the city a little bit. Like, out here near our home in the country, like, we have a little bit of it's still snowing a little bit, but it's not whiteout. The whiteout is a little ways away. Like, where are you trying to get to? Like, are you trying to get here? Yeah, I've got another truck driver, and I've got a lady, a nurse friend I just met out here. He kind of like held the phone over towards Whitney, like, Whitney's like, hey. Speakerphone, you could hear Beth basically like, oh hey. So he puts the phone back up on the phone mount again. So yeah, me and Whitney and this other driver named Frank, we had a lot of cars that were tailing us. We've just kind of been pushing our way through on the interstate. But all those cars are gone. There's a silence on the line. All of a sudden, Beth is like, "What do you mean they're gone? What do you mean?" Yeah, love. We had about 24 cars following us, and one by one, as the storm overtook their vehicles, like, we've not seen them again. I don't know what's in that storm, but we've seen some weird shit out here. Like what? Beth said. Well, there's been a couple cars that when we stopped briefly and the storm started to overtake us, people have gotten out of their cars, and then when it passed them, we heard a scream, and we didn't see that driver again. Like that, they never drove out of the storm. Oh my God, Beth said. Yeah, babe. So, oh yeah, babe. Jack said. You know, it's like there's been one car that, like, when it passed him, we saw his car door fly as if it was ripped off the car, like it flew out of the storm, and you know, didn't hear a scream or anything, but we don't know what happened to him either. Like, he was just standing outside his car, and we tried to yell at him to get back in his car and follow us. Oh man, Beth said. Like, it's good. It's like, so you're like, what, half an hour from here or whatever? Like, it seems like the whiteout condition is not overtaking our house right now. If you can make it here, like, you guys, like, we have that, big dirt lot out here that you guys could park out there and hurry up and get inside, and we could try to ride this out. That's the plan, babe, Jack said. I just want to make sure it was okay with you, but obviously I couldn't call you and ask you. No, it's fine, Beth said. It's fine. Just be safe. We'll see you in a little bit. Like, me and the girls were locked inside. But as soon as you guys get here, like, I'll keep an eye out for you. And then, like, as you guys get here, get your asses out of your trucks and run out here, and I'll unlock and open the door right as you guys are running up, so we can get you inside and lock it before anything happens. That sounds like a plan, babe, Jack said. All right. So anyway, Jack looks at his phone. Fuck! Lost signal again. Ah, shit. What he said. Oh, well, I mean, you got quite a bit in that conversation before it went out, though. Jack, hits the home screen on his phone. Yeah, you're right. It lasted a while. Hey, Frank, you there? Jack said. Yeah, Jack, what's up? So I actually got signal, and I just talked to my wife. Oh, really? What'd she say, man? Well, so she's expecting us. She said that they've actually got whiteout conditions there too with this weird storm there, but it's not over. It's a little ways away from our house, or from our house. So we should be, we have a big dirt lot because we live out in the country a little ways, and so I'm gonna give you kind of, like, I can't really send you directions since the phones are out, but when you get up here in about the next 15, 20 miles, take exit 24 and go down the street about half a mile. You're gonna see an intersection that has like a windmill, kind of like off to the right hand side in the field. You're gonna want to take a right at that intersection. We're gonna go down about 2 more miles, and then you see like a grain silo. At that grain silo, we're gonna take a left. It's a half mile down the road. You see a big red house. There's a barn, and you can see my wife's little SUV out in the front. I mean, I don't know how well we're gonna see because of the storm, but basically, I don't even know why I'm giving you visual directions. As Jack kind of like clicked off the mic for a second. Hey, Jack, you trailed off. Are you still there? Yeah, Frank, sorry. I was just thinking to myself about, I'm giving you these visual directions, and I don't even know if we're going to be able to see shit when we get in there. Over. Well, Jack, we'll do our best. So, looks like we got about 10 miles until we get to that exit. I'm going to slow down and let you guys catch up a little bit. Copy that, Frank, Jack said as he slowly caught up. By this point, the road was mostly clear with the occasional car that was stranded in the road. Multiple lanes on the highway, so Frank and Jack were driving side by side, still on the radio, but driving beside each other. Jack beeped the horn slightly and pointed up ahead, pointing at the exit. So Frank, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lead. You okay following? Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Because that storm, it looks like it's getting closer, but still probably about 5 miles behind us. I don't think we have a lot of time from when we get to your house to get inside before it overtakes us. Like, we need to get indoors fast. Over. Yep, we do. So go ahead, fall back. Get behind me. Me and Whitney. We're gonna take the lead, and we're gonna make our way into our lovely city and try to see if we could navigate there, or if the vision, or if the if we could see enough to be able to make it and whatnot. Copy that, Jack. Copy that. All right, I'll fall back. Hanging up the handset, Jack looks over at Whitney. You ready to do this? Do I have a choice? Whitney said. No, not really, Jack said. All right, let's do it. Whitney said. Let's you think we'll be able to get inside before that whatever that is, that storm or whatever? Think we'll get inside before it gets here? Yeah, I think if we hurry and get to my house, I think we can do it. Jack puts his signal on and navigates off the highway. Here we go, Frank. Getting off now. Stay close. Don't lose sight, because I don't know how visibility is gonna be when we get off. Copy that, Jack. I'm on your tail. As they exit off, they come up on the stop sign, getting ready to turn right, and they can see that the storm that was in their local area was kind of around them. It was visibility had gone down a little bit. Snow was starting to flurry around them, but it wasn't quite a whiteout condition. Turned right, went down, saw the intersection with the windmill, made that turn, went down a little ways. Glancing in his mirror, he saw that Frank was following him. Saw the grain silo, made a turn. Went down a little ways. Hey, your house is up here a little ways, isn't it, Jack? Yeah, it's just down here. Man, visibility is getting pretty bad up here. Yeah, I'm surprised you can see the road. Yeah, but it's not whiteout conditions yet, so it's like I think we're still safe. I don't know whatever that is back there, or whatever's in the when it's fully whiteout where you can't see. We don't want to get that. Like, we want to stay out of that. Coming down the road, Whitney and Jack saw the red house materialize in the distance. Is that your house, Jack? Yes, Frank. That's mine. Do you see that dirt lot off to the side? Yes, I do. I see that. Is that where we're pulling into and parking? Yes, sir. So, fuck. Look behind you, Frank. Holy crap, the storm's getting closer, Jack. It's probably, now it's like half a mile away. Like, we need to, probably from us going slow, taking these turns, it gave it a chance to catch up. Yeah, so we need to get inside fast, so I'm going to pull in here. Pulling right beside me. My wife said that when we get in there, I basically just get out, and as we're running up to the door, she'll unlock and open the door to get us in there, and she'll shut it and lock us in quick. Over. Copy that, Jack. I'm on your tail. Pulling in now. So Jack came up on his gravel driveway, started to pull the tractor trailer in, pull it off to the side into the gravel lot. Frank, very close to him, pulled in right behind him. Jack sets the brakes, looks over at Whitney. All right, let's go. Let's hurry. Come on, we gotta go. Gets on the radio really quick, even though they're both pulling him. All right, Frank, hurry up, get inside now. I'm on your tail. They both hop out, yelling, "Let's go, guys, let's go!" All right, let's go. Guys, come on, Whitney said, and she ran to the door. Jack was on her tail, and Frank was right behind him. They glanced back in the direction they came and saw the storm rapidly closing the ground, coming right up on their house. As they got close to the front of the house, came up on the front porch, front door open. Hurry up, get in, Beth said. Jack, Frank, and Whitney quickly ran inside, and Beth, right as the whiteout part of the storm made its way to the front porch, she got the door closed and locked and covered the window. A few seconds later, after they got the door closed, they started hearing a bunch of thumps on the side of the house. Crash. What the hell is that? Whitney said. Oh, I don't fucking know. Jack said. Frank's like, I don't know, man. I can't see. Like, I don't even want to look out there. Like, are we sure we're safe in here? Beth said, yeah, we're safe. Like, everything's locked. Windows are covered. Like, we had whiteout for a little bit before getting in touch with you guys, and then it receded a little bit. And but when we were like in whiteout conditions around the house, we were hearing the thumps, and I heard a couple screams, and I don't know what it is, but we're safe in here. So, all right, man. So Love, Jack said, looking over at Beth, and he motioned over towards Frank. So that's that gentleman right there is Frank, and then this lovely lady over here is Whitney. Beth walked over to Frank and shook his hand. Nice to meet you, Frank. I'm so glad you guys are safe. And she walked over to Whitney, pulled her into a hug. It'll be okay, hon. It'll be okay, she said. Jack kind of chuckled slightly. I've been telling her that the whole trip out here, but Whitney's like, well, do you blame me freaking out? Look at the shit out there. Yeah, I know, Jack said. It's fine. All right, guys, like, let's just get settled in. Hey, where are the kids? Oh, right. Hey, girls, Beth yelled. Daddy! Rose said, running down the stairs. Dada! Riley said, running behind her. Hey, there's my lovely little ladies, he said as they both like jumped into his arms and tackled him to the ground. Oh man, Daddy, I'm so happy you're here. Riley said, Dada! Riley said, squeezing him and giving him kisses. Oh my God, my girls. Oh man, so babies, their baby loves like this. Like these two people right here are gonna be they're gonna be hanging out with us for a little bit until whatever this is passes. The storm, he said, try to keep his voice calm, and he looked at Beth to kind of like try to make sure he didn't say too much to like try to scare the girls or whatever, and she just kind of nodded and winked at him. What is this anyway, Daddy? Riley said. I'm not sure, baby doll. It's just a scary storm, so we're like all of us, he said, motioning to all him and Beth and Whitney and Frank in the room, like all of us, we're just gonna stay locked in here for a little, for right now, until it passes, and we got plenty of food, water, and if we lose like internet connection or whatever. Do we have internet connection, Love? He said, looking over at Beth. No, we haven't. Like me and the girls have just been watching DVDs. Like we haven't lost electricity, but we haven't had a signal on anything. So we've just been doing DVDs and playing board games and stuff. Oh, okay, Jack said. That sounds fun. Said, looking at the girl smiling. No, it's kind of boring, Daddy. Riley said, kind of, looking up at him. Yeah, Dad, I miss I can't talk to my friends on my phone. Rose said, yeah, I know, sweetie, I know, Jack said. So, but for right now, like, you still got games on your phone. You can play games without having to be online. You're gonna have to do that. Be happy with it right now, okay? Like, okay, yeah, Daddy, Riley said. All right, girls, go ahead, go back upstairs and play. We're gonna find a place for Whitney and Frank to crash for a little bit, while we're here, and we're gonna just try to make the most of this, okay, girls? We're gonna make it fun. This is gonna be fun. The girls will stopped on the stairs and looked back at him like, Daddy. Like, okay, go ahead, go play, he said. All right, they said as they ran upstairs. Beth kind of giggled and shrugged. I mean, yeah, kind of hard to tell kids that love their technology that, it'll be fun playing board games and not doing anything on your devices. Jack shrugged. Yeah, I know. Hey, Frank, do you got any kids at home? No, Frank said. I've got a... I was married for a while, but, she didn't like me being on the road, so recently divorced, but, it's just how it is, we, how it is, we love the open roads, it's just life for us, and sadly, some of us, it's hard to find somebody that'll actually, tough it out with you, like, you're a lucky man, Jack, said, looking over at Beth. Jack smiled, looked over at Beth. Yep, you're right, I totally am, I'm blessed. Beth came over and wrapped Jack in a hug. We looked over at Frank. We both are. I'm lucky to have him. Amazing husband, and he's really great with our girls. Jack looked up the stairs, where the girls had just went up to. Looks back at Beth. Well, you guys are my life, so I would do anything for you. So, anyway, come on in, guys. Come on in, Frank and Whitney. Come on in. Let you guys are welcome. We got blankets in the the closet over here. There's food in the fridge. Frank, I don't know if you like beer, but there's beer in the fridge and stuff. Oh, sweet, Frank said. Yeah, I'll totally take. I'm not gonna say no to beer. Jack was like, I know, right? I know we can't do it when we're working. Ain't that the truth, Jack? So, we're not working now. Who knows how long it's gonna take till whatever this passes. So yeah, Beth said. So let's just make, there's we got a couch in this room, we got a couch in that room, we have a spare room back there. You guys are welcome anywhere. We got wherever you guys want to crash or whatever, and we got water. We do have electricity, so we can still cook stuff. Let's just hang out, whatever. That sounds great. Whitney said, "Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that your husband let me tag along." Jack laughed. Let you? Whitney's like, well, you know what I mean. Jack laughed again. He's like, no, I mean, I didn't let you come along. You weren't really gonna give me much of a choice, I don't think, were you? Whitney's like, well, no. All three of them laughed a little bit. Over the next 48 hours, Jack and Frank and Beth and Whitney and the kids, Riley and Rose, basically sheltered in place with no signal coming through, and basically just playing board games, watching movies on their DVD player, with the girls basically complaining the whole time because of the fact that it was DVDs and basically it's not cool. Jack would laugh as the girls would complain about it, basically girls, back when I was growing up, we didn't have iPhones, iPads, or fancy laptops. We had desktop computers. We had to dial in on our, to get on the internet. Dial in, Daddy. Rose said, yeah, baby, dialed in. What does that mean? Riley said. Well, love, it means that in order to get online, we had to open a program on our computer, and then we had what we called a modem, which would connect to your phone line, and it would dial into the internet service provider, and that's how we got online. What? Both girls looked at each other with a kind of a stupefied look, and then looked back at their dad. Jax just kind of laughed. Never mind. But just know that things were not always as convenient as they are now. We had a lot. We had to do a lot more. We had basically the only way we could watch movies was to, put in VHS tapes or DVDs. VHS, Riley said. Jack laughed. Never mind. But you guys know what DVDs are. We have a box of them over there. But that's literally how we watch movies. Was putting movies like that in a player, and then having that player connect to your TV, and then we play it. Oh, okay. The girls both sat looking at each other, and going back to their game. So Jack shrugged and laughed, reached over and pulled Beth close and gave her a kiss. I am so grateful to be back home with you, he said, looking at her deep in the eyes. Yeah, I was really worried about you for a little bit. That I worried that you wouldn't make it. I worried that, I worried that you guys would get here and not be able to get inside because the whiteout would be here. And I was worried about that too, Jack said. Some of the things I saw out there on the road, where the storm overtook some of those cars, and it didn't seem like it overtook them for even a few seconds before we heard a scream. So I don't know what's in that storm, but I didn't want to be out in it, even for a second. Yeah, I'm glad you got here as quick as you did, baby, Beth said, pulling him close into a hug. Winnie looks over like, all right, lovebirds, any chance, what is there to eat? Oh, shit, I'm sorry, Jack said. Here, follow me, let's go. Beth's like, yeah, we got plenty, and as they all made their way in the kitchen. Frank was like, yeah, I'm famished, I haven't, Jack, I don't even remember when I ate last. It was probably a few hours before you and I and Wendy started our trek to come out this way. Yeah, me too, Jack said. I didn't even realize how hungry I was. Well, Beth opened the different cabinets. Well, we have mac and cheese, and we have different kinds of pasta. We have tomato sauce if we want to do spaghetti. In the garage, we even have some cheesy garlic bread that, it's a family tradition. Whenever we make spaghetti, of course, Jack chimed in we love our cheesy garlic bread with our spaghetti. That's yep, pretty much. It's like a thing with us, The girls love it too. There's milk, there's juice, there's, like I said, Frank, there's beer in the fridge. There's we got the one little shelf in the fridge there that has a bunch of fruit. We got bread for sandwiches if we, so there's stuff. I made sure that when I heard what stuff was going on, I grabbed some stuff before the storm fully overtook us here. Made sure that we were good, and so let's just hunker down, and we should be fine. When was the last time you heard something from the media outlet, the news people, or law enforcement, or whatever? If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, Frank said. Oh, not at all, Frank. It's last time I heard something was that video I sent to the Jack before we lost signal or whatever. Oh, okay, all right. So what should we do? Jack looked over at Beth and then back at Frank, and then over at Whitney. Well, guys, I think we should just let's just hunker down. We're gonna keep the doors locked. We're gonna keep the windows covered. We have running water. We have heat. We have power. So we're just gonna hang out here, and hopefully we'll get an update. Hopefully soon. But we have, we got enough supplies and stuff in here, so that technically, if this goes on for days, hopefully not, but if it goes on for days and we're still good. Well, yeah, hopefully it doesn't go on for days, Frank said. Yeah, that would suck, Whitney said, but I guess the company could be worse. She said, looking over at Jack and Beth, and looking over at Frank. Frank kind of laughed. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. So after making some food, everybody grabbing something to eat. Beth pulled out like blankets and linens and stuff, giving a set to both Frank and Whitney. Basically, I handed it to him. Basically, it was like, "Hey, Whitney, Frank, you guys could whichever couch you guys want, or if one of you wants the spare bedroom down there." Frank looked at Whitney like, "You go ahead. I'll take the couch." "Are you sure?" Whitney said. "Yeah, ladies first. You know, I'll take the couch. You go ahead and have the spare bedroom." "Oh, thank you," Whitney said. So they got all settled in. Beth and Jack got all settled in. 24 hours. After 24 hours went by, uh, Beth got an alert on her phone. Didn't have signal, but I guess signal had come back on her phone just enough to where she got an alert, and then she lost signal again. Hey, babe," she said, looking over at Jack. "Yeah, what's up? Check this out. We just got a video from the local network." "Oh, sweet. Let's check it out." Beth opened it up and hit play. "This is a update alert to all residents. All residents. First of all, I hope you are safe. The storm. It looks like we still have no idea what exactly it is. We know we have heard random screaming and crashes, but for the most part, I believe everybody, at least in this local area, everybody has taken our advice and has sheltered in place. Everybody has their doors locked, windows covered, whatever, and continue to do so for now. We are monitoring the situation. It does look like it, when we're looking at radar on our end inside this facility, we are noticing that it looks like it is thinning out. So it might actually be going away. We won't know anything as far as like what happened in the middle of the storm until it's gone. We'll be able to assess the damage, and hopefully there's not too many lives lost. But we will update you guys when we know further. Next update will be in the next 24 hours. This is Channel 5 News signing off. Jack looks over at Beth. Huh. Beth's like, "Yeah. That's pretty, man, pretty scary shit. Alright, so I guess we just bunker down and continue hanging out. I'm just glad I'm here safe with, we're all safe with you guys, with you and the girls, because I was terrified out there in the truck running away from the shit." "Oh, I bet," Beth said. "I can only imagine. I'm just glad you guys made it. Because when I saw all this stuff happening and then losing signal with you on the phone, I was terrified." "All right, babe. It'll be fine. It'll be fine," Jack said, coming over and pulling Beth into a hug. As they settled onto the couch, they put a movie on, grabbed some. Beth grabbed some spiked eggnog, and Jack grabbed one of his beers, while Whitney and Frank were off in their areas, just kind of catching up on sleep. The girls were upstairs. Another 24 hours went by, and her phone chimed again. "Hey, residents, this is another update. The storm, whatever this is in fact receding. It's thinning out around here, and it seems to be pulling back from wherever it came, exiting out from the city. We would recommend still do not come out of your houses for another 24 hours. It should be clear by that point. Do not even look outside your windows. We want everybody to be safe. Stay indoors. Keep the windows covered. By tomorrow afternoon, it should be free. It should be all clear, and you guys can come out and assess, see if there's any damages, or, hopefully Nobody's lost any family members. But again, 24 hours should be free and clear at that point. When tomorrow afternoon we will send law enforcement out, and everybody will, will start to see what the situation is with everybody. So just keep indoors, keep doing what you're doing, be safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. And the video ended. So Jack went over to the spare bedroom. Hey, Whitney. Yeah, what's up? She said. So it's been an update. They still don't know what the storm is, what's going on, all the crazy shit that's happening inside the storm. But the news network, Channel 5, said that on their radar, it looks like it is thinning out around here, and it looks like the storm is actually like receding, moving away from the city. And they said give it another 24 hours, and at that point it should be safe for us to basically come out of our shelter-in-place situation. Oh, cool, Whitney said. They still don't know what the hell this shit is or whatever. Nope, they have no idea. Basically, sounds like we're just gonna, once it's all clear, we're gonna be able to unbarricade ourselves, and we'll find out, like if there's any property damage, if people got killed. We don't know what's going on. All right, sounds good. Jack went over and like, hey Frank, you awake? Yeah, bro, what's up? All right, so did you hear what? I don't know if you heard what I just told Whitney. Oh, I heard a little bit. Kind of like I've got 24 hours till they said it's safe to come out. Yep, pretty much. Just just get comfortable, man. And remember, there's beer in the fridge. Just make yourself at home. You guys are welcome, obviously. Bro, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. Your hospitality with me and Whitney. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, no worries, man. If you need anything, let me know. So, for the next 24 hours, they all hung out. They all kind of chilled out and kept the doors locked, kept the windows covered. And then the next afternoon, as everybody from the town started to slowly unlock their doors, uncover their windows, and make their way outside, and law enforcement started to appear and check in with everybody bit by bit. They started to take record of all the random cars that were inside the whiteout that were damaged, with windows and doors missing. I saw buildings with blood splatter on the side that they couldn't explain, and just a bunch of damage all over the city. When checking in with random families, law enforcement found out that there were quite a few random people throughout the city, different family members that hadn't made it out back to their homes with their families before they got overtaken by the whiteout, and basically were just never seen again. But as of this afternoon, as Jack and Beth and Frank and Whitney came out of the house and started interacting with law enforcement and talking to their neighbors, they learned that the storm, just as mysteriously as it had showed up on all different parts of the state and covered as much ground as it did, moved as fast as it did, as mysterious as it had appeared, it had vanished, leaving nothing but damaged cars, people missing, cars on the highway with no driver in them, no idea where the drivers had gone to, and nothing but their personal belongings, like their phones and whatnot, left in the cars. But the storm was gone, and everybody, all the survivors that were still here, were safe. The rebuild of all the stuff that was damaged, all the houses that were damaged, and clearing out all the vehicles that were randomly placed throughout the highways and the cities, took time, but working together, all the communities were able to rebuild and get back to a somewhat some sort of normalcy in their lives again. Frank, Jack, and Whitney and Beth had, to their surprise, actually become really good friends from this ordeal, and ended up hanging out a lot, getting together for cookouts and drinks, and going out to random movies or whatever, taking the kids out to the park, just hanging out and enjoying life, and being grateful for the fact that they made it through this ordeal, even though after all this happened, they still had no idea what exactly it was, but they had made it through together. So as law enforcement and news and journalists basically continue to research and try to get information to try to find out what exactly it was, conspiracy theorists websites popped up basically with their theories as to what this whole situation was, what the storm was. Nobody was ever able to definitively explain what exactly happened. So the four of them, Beth and Jack and Frank and Whitney and the kids, continued hanging out together, meeting up, watching each other's backs, being there for each other, doing what they can for the community, and living their lives as best they could, trying to come back from the trauma of the mysterious situation that had happened. But together, they had made it through, and together, they knew that they would always be okay. The end. Hey guys, welcome back. So, something interesting about when I try to do, and I'm it's been a while. So like, I'd imagine, as I'm trying, it is like when you're a writer and when you're a storyteller in general, writer/storyteller, because I'm both. I can tell stories off the top of my head, even though sometimes it's like you're trying to think on the fly. So it's like, my problem is I'll forget names. So it's like when I'm trying to think of a story, to tell freestyle like that, I try to first, when I'm kind of like brainstorming what I'm gonna do, I try to think of names for the characters. And I try to make it as easy on myself as possible, because when you don't have it written in front of you, it could be very easy to accidentally be like, shit, what was that character's name? Or you call them by some other name, and then you realize it afterwards, and then like mid-story, you're like, well, I don't want to try to correct myself on the story because that'll sound bad. But this is me trying to be consistent with these, with getting these stories recorded for you guys, and posting them. Because I don't want to have weeks. I don't want to go back to having random weeks where like, hey guys, so no story last week. I apologize. I'm trying to not let that happen. So, and honestly, like doing freestyle stories like this, it's kind of fun in a way, because like it definitely gives your my brain a workout. Try to like, all right, like what do I want to tell a story about? And then sometimes as I'm telling the story, it kind of just develops as you're going through it, and then like, so it's like, oh, okay, so basically, I hope you guys liked it. And apologies about it wasn't perfect. It was rough, but I did the best I could. Just with considering it's kind of like a spontaneous. Hey, I'm gonna try to tell a story. So I can't wait until I can listen back to it myself and be like, oh, okay, that actually wasn't that bad. Hell, it's almost the way that the story kind of went off. Since it ended kind of with them not knowing what the hell the storm was, what was in it, what was going on. I guess technically there could be another story to kind of follow that, possibly. Who knows? Maybe I'll come up with something. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me this week on another round of Storytime Friday. Obviously, come back next week as we do another story for you. And again, like I mentioned earlier, anybody, if you're a creative writer and you have stories, you have stories written and would like me to those shared live on the podcast, send those to me at logicshowpodcast@gmail.com, and I will read them for you. I'll even advertise for you. If there's anything like I said earlier, like any websites, if you want me to tell people about something you're doing, that you want people to know about. This story's written by so-and-so, their email address is so-and-so, their website is such and such. Reach out to them, follow them on such and such, whatever. Whatever you guys want on there. But any stories that get sent to me definitely helps me out too, because that's another story that I can tell for the show. Then instead of me having to worry as much about, I need to always get stories written, or get freestyle stories like tonight. I'll already have a little backlog of stories from stories people sent to me or whatever. Hell, my friend Barry, from the Keeping It Real segment, as you guys probably heard, if you guys have listened to that episode, he had mentioned that him and his friend do creepypasta type stories, and he's like, yeah, we totally would send them to you. I'm like, cool, all right. I'm not gonna say no, because hey, more stories that I can read for you guys, have more Storytime Friday episodes, I ain't gonna complain at all. So, but anyway, guys, on that note, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this week. Again, anybody that wants to support the show, go to bloggershow.com/support. If you're able to, please donate, please help. Any help would help with the hosting cost, or would help towards eventually being able to get the actual written volumes, the written versions of some of these stories. Not necessarily the freestyle ones, even though if I can, I will try and scribe those. But the written ones, so I've got volume 1 and then half of volume 2, and eventually I'll get those published, and we'll have the actual physical copies along with merch, like maybe coffee mugs or hoodies and whatnot, but I have big plans for the show, but with the lack of time, and obviously it takes resources to do stuff for you guys, to have merch and maybe do goodie bags for people, whatever, but again, bloggershow.com/support, or at the very least tell your friends, so get more people listening to the show. That's how we grow as well. But you can find us on social media on Instagram at Blogger Podcast. My personal Instagram, TNTruckerChris, which is the same on TikTok, TNTruckerChris, as well as Facebook. I believe on Twitter X, I am CEAZ Freedom. I have to check, but I believe that's what I am on Twitter X. It's always gonna be Twitter X for me, even though it's X. It's always gonna be hey, they tweeted versus what do they do now? They X'd. It's posted an X. I don't get it, but and then of course YouTube, you can find me literally at Christopher Blodgett. Feel free to subscribe to me there. And you can find my blog at tntruckerchris.wordpress.com. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this week. Thank you for being with with me on another story. I really hope you guys like the story. I'm hoping. I know whenever I've done a freestyle story in the past, usually when I tell it, I'm like, I think that came out pretty good. But then of course I listen to it and I can really tell. Thankfully, whenever I listen to it in the past, I've been like, that actually wasn't that bad. So, yeah. So it's, I'm looking forward to listening to it and seeing how it sounds. Hopefully I gave you guys a pretty good suspense. It seems to be like the stories that have a little bit of fear to a little bit of horror going on. Those seem to be the easier ones to try to come up with on the fly, because it's easier to I know I had one or two stories about like being in the woods with like stuff you can't see, like hauntings or whatever. It's like, anyway, y'all, send your stories to blogandshowpodcast@gmail.com. Send your donations if you're willing and able to blogandShow.com/support. But otherwise, keep tuning in, keep hanging out with me, as I'm not going anywhere. And I will talk to you. See you guys at least next week. At least on the Real Talk Tuesday random topic segment, because we never know what topic I'm going to talk about until I randomly decide to do it. And then, obviously, if there's a raw chat or a keeping it real, we'll have those on there as well. And I always look forward to whenever I get those calls or whatever, and we get them done. And then, like this last week, I was really excited when I had it was a lot of work on Sunday night, because basically my wife went to bed at like 11:30. I think it was up to like 4:30. Basically, just I got the last part of last week's story recorded, and then I worked on doing the edits and stuff for all the episodes, for all 4 of them, and then I got them all scheduled. Basically, the 3 on Tuesday and the 1 on Friday. It was just, but I'm trying to be consistent, trying to not slack off, and basically keep getting things recorded and posted for you guys every week. The only thing I gotta update now is basically I gotta update the website, but I'm not too much in a hurry for that. At least we got the podcast logo done, and we're doing good. Got the Storytime Friday back. So anyway, y'all, appreciate you. Keep being awesome. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing. Believe you can. Believe you will. And you're already halfway there, and then you just have to go out there and do it. We only fail if we quit, give up, and walk away, so continue to get back up no matter what, guys. Don't let people tell you that you can't do something. Set your mind to it, no matter what it is, and go after it. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I saw something on YouTube, and I tried to kind of like give this advice to my good friend that goes by the name Willow down there in Nashville. Good friend, part of my, one of those where like I don't have a very big circle that I would call like really, really close friends, people that I think of as family and trust. He's one of them. Really appreciate you if you actually tune into this podcast, bro. But I was telling him what I'd seen on YouTube. It's basically something saying that if you see something that you don't know how you can, like a task or an idea or something, you're like, instead of saying I can't do that, tell yourself I'm gonna figure it out. No matter what it is, no matter how big a dream, no matter how big a goal or desire or wish, whatever that you want to achieve, tell yourself, I'm going to figure it out. Instead of I can't, or I don't know how, I don't know if I can do that, tell yourself I'm going to figure it out. And keep telling yourself that. Even if you don't believe it, even if deep down you don't believe it, it's like when you have, it's like what I believe as far as like in relationships, like I've, told a acquaintance that's a friend of my wife. I didn't tell him. I told my wife technically. I said like, in relationships, when you hear somebody say like, "I'm not attracted to my wife anymore," that's like, my argument with my wife is, well, you got to do the actions, and then the feelings will follow. So like, yeah, some relationship might be dead, but it's only dead if both people quit. Like, obviously, if one person's trying and the other person quits, you can't really do much. But like in my marriage with my wife, I'm grateful for her, and I'm grateful for the fact that neither of us has been willing to walk away even when we have issues. Like, both of us have stayed. Like, you can say both of us have been the ones to stay, thinking that the other one, well, if you want to leave, and we're like, we're not leaving. Like, I'm not leaving. You leave. So if we're both fighting for it, we're both making the effort, we're toughing it out. We're always here, always fighting for each other. But date nights, making the effort, like there's things in life that if you push and actually like put forth the efforts, like actually make the effort towards something, striving towards that goal, even if you don't believe in it, like you don't believe it's possible, but you're gonna keep trying to figure it out. Like, you're not gonna say I can't do this. You're gonna say I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna keep making steps towards it. I'm gonna keep researching, trying to figure out what I can do to make it happen. I'm gonna keep moving forward. It might take years. It might take 5-10 years for you to figure out something. But then whenever you're in that situation, when you get to where you want to be, you get that house, you write that book, maybe you start making different moves with your spouse by like going on date nights, planning alone time together, even though you might think the feelings aren't there, maybe you don't think you're in love anymore. But if you take action in your life, no matter what it is, and you refuse to give up, it doesn't matter how big the problem is. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is in your life, whatever it is, unless it's like, obviously, if it's an abuse situation, then that's different. But I mean, like, working on your marriage, working on your health, working on your financial situation, and, working towards goals that you want to achieve, you can do anything you want to do. So we got this, guys, and I'll quit rambling. But I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed the story. Feel free to drop comments or feedback, or compliments or complaints. Hopefully not complaints, but to blogshowpodcast@gmail.com. But aside from that, again, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys being here, and I look forward to. I'm hoping as I do these freestyle stories that maybe, I'm pretty sure they'll, how it is. I think they'll get easier, because it's like, I haven't done them in so long. I haven't told a story without actually sitting down and writing one for a while. Probably like a year. I don't know when we stopped doing Storytime Friday episodes for a while, but it was hard to try to like get back and do that story. But I'm hoping maybe if I keep doing it and keep trying to come up with stories, maybe it'll be easier. But I'm not gonna quit trying. So anyway, y'all, keep being awesome. Love y'all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Believe me, people have tried. Appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.